Welcome, everybody. My name is Amy Rosen, and I am the Community Relations Director at River Landing. And I have missed you. The past few months have been long and draining, and it's just not the same when we do not have the opportunity to see those that we enjoy hanging out with. So today, I thought we would bring River Landing to you. I have teamed up with a buddy here at the community and someone that we know you love and miss to bring you a special cooking demonstration. And following the cooking demonstration, I am going to introduce you to this beautiful new clubhouse. So before we have the opportunity to do that, I would like to bring Chef James in and welcome him into this, because I know right now so many of us right now are cooking from home. And it is challenging because I don't know about you, but I am running out of recipes. So I have decided that James can help us put some easy, fun recipes out there that you can cook from the convenience of your kitchen. Thank you, James.
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. It's kind of weird not seeing faces and doing this in kind of a virtual format, but you know, we all make sacrifices in these times. So, sorry, Amy is sneaking off screen here, which is quite entertaining. So what I wanted to do was kind of provide some different options for people that maybe aren't used to doing meals all the time, and give you the option to use up some leftovers. So what I have here is a half a cup of leftover mashed potatoes. I figure if everybody's going out and getting their to-go boxes of food, everybody's got little boxes and little leftovers, and I've kind of matched that with some vegetables, so we're going to make some gnocchi today. So I've got a half cup of mashed potatoes going into the bowl. I've got 1 egg. So I'm going to incorporate that together, kind of make like a mushy little paste. Generally, for the art of making pasta, you want to add about 1 cup of flour to every egg you use. Once you get above about 4 cups of flour, if you're making a lot for a big party or a big event that you're doing, you'll want to kind of double your eggs. So if you've got 4 cups of flour, you'll probably want to add that 5th egg to it. It just helps with the moisture content, helps with bringing it together. Then you always want to have a little bit of water available. But with gnocchi, the fun thing is there's a lot of moisture already in the mashed potatoes. So 1 cup of flour going in. You can use sweet potato mash if you want. You can use ricotta cheese. You can use almost anything that has some kind of binding. I've seen someone make it with yogurt before, and it actually works pretty well. It's a lot lighter than the usual. So a little back history on me. My grandparents were both from Italy. They had 8 children, so my grandmother would make this. I never knew that a gnocchi could be a light and fluffy kind of thing, because she was trying to feed 10 people with it. So she would make it very, very dense and very, very heavy. They'd eat their large meal and then go back out and work the fields the rest of the day. Farming and taking care of the cattle and doing everything else. So this meal was something that became called bullets in our family, because the bullets, aka the gnocchi, would sit so heavy in your stomach it felt like you ate lead. But it was a good meal that would last the entire day. So now I've just kind of worked that flour in a little bit, and now I'm going to kind of just turn it out on the board and just give it a little couple kneads, kind of pull it together. You can kind of see I'm really not putting a whole lot of pressure on here at all. It's very soft, very malleable, and that's kind of what you want. Now typically, I'd let this sit wrapped in plastic wrap for about a half an hour to allow all the moisture getting soaked up by the flour. In lieu of our short amount of time, I'm going to go ahead and just start making gnocchi. So, there are several different ways to go about this. Number 1, I brought a gnocchi board. This adds the little ridges that you're used to seeing, and all that really does is help the sauce cling to it. Now my grandmother, when she was making it for 10 people, she kind of cheated. So I'll show you that one first. So she'd take the dough and roll it into a long little strip, like so. And then she'd go down and she'd just cut little kind of squares out of it. Or rectangles, I guess. Then she'd take her thumb and just put a thumbprint on each one. And what that does is reduce the cooking time. That'll flatten it out a little bit so that they're still not raw and gooey in the center. So that's one option. The way I was taught is to take your gnocchi board, get as much flour as you possibly can, kind of do the same pattern. Roll it on out. Cut your little rectangles, cylindrical rectangles, if that's even a thing. I think I'm making up geometry shapes as I go here. And then you take your little piece of dough and you stretch it on, or just kind of press it in. And when it comes off, you've got this little kind of cute rolled little gnocchi. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it really kind of puts those nice little lines on there, gives you some grooves, so anything that you cook these into are then going to hold that sauce and that flavor. Now the other approach that I've seen is a fork, where you do the same kind of thing, but you take a fork rolled in flour, and then you roll your fork over the top. So if you don't have a gnocchi board at the house, you can still make them quite easily. So I think this is going to be enough for us to kind of get a little pasta done. And kind of stuff too much. Running low on flour here. So we're going to go ahead and move over to the pot of water right now. All right, cleaning off the hands a little bit. All right, so all I have is some salted boiling water here. I'm going to go ahead and drop these on in. You want to try to keep them separated as you drop them in, because they are sticky and they will stick to one another. These not as much because we've got a lot of flour on them, so they're going to kind of stay separate a little easier. All right, clean up time. Magic of TV. Maybe this will be edited, maybe it won't be. All right, so there, that looks a little cleaner at least. All right, so now we're going to get our saute pan going, and keeping in the same kind of line as our leftovers, I just kind of have a random amount of vegetables. I have about a half a shallot, a couple grape tomatoes, about 3 pieces of asparagus that I chopped. If you've got a little tiny jar of capers in the fridge, I've got some capers. I had a couple mushrooms, a little yellow squash, some fresh basil, lemon. I'll explain a little bit more later why that's here. Some chili flake, because I like things spicy. That's why Amy and I are good friends. I have some minced garlic and some Parmesan to garnish. So once this pan gets hot, I'm going to go ahead and start throwing some vegetables in there. But right now, just gave the gnocchi a little stir. With it being a fresh pasta, it's not going to take very long to cook. So you're looking at maybe 2.5, 3 minutes of cook time, if that. Get out of the way. Pan's starting to get hot. A little extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to start with the shallot and the mushrooms. Those are going to take the longest to cook. Throw those on in there. Once those kind of start sizzling a little bit, I'll go ahead and add the squash. That's going to be the 3rd longest. Alright, so most of my gnocchi are actually floating now, and that is a great way to gauge if they're done. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these up. Pull them onto our little platter. You see they kind of grew a little bit in size. Not a whole lot, but they did absorb some of the moisture. So we're just going to let those sit over here on the side. I'm going to hit them with a little bit of olive oil so they don't stick. I give them a little toss on the platter there. And shallots going. All right, so now we'll hit it with the squash. Got a little bit of sweat on those shallots. The mushrooms will start to soften up a little bit. All right, so I told you I'd get back to the lemon. Lemon is a chef's best friend. One of the main reasons why food tastes good in a restaurant is we all know a little trick that you guys probably don't. Almost anything I make, I'll add some kind of acidity to. Usually lemon juice, especially in vegetables, potatoes, even meats for a lot of cases. What it does is the acid in the lemon opens up the palate to be more receptive to other flavors. So that initial shock of lemon juice opens up your taste buds to where you taste the herbs, you taste the seasoning, you taste the pepper, you taste a lot more flavor than you would without it. So that's kind of a necessity that I keep at home all the time. It's a necessity that I keep at work all the time. Try it sometime if you don't think that it's true. Just put a little bit of lemon juice, even on rice, pastas especially. I think they're fantastic because you get that little starchiness anyway, which kind of coats your palate, so you kind of lose a little bit of the flavors. All right, so now I'm going to add the asparagus. Add the tomatoes. Hit it with a little bit more oil. Kind of dried up a little bit there. There's a good sizzle. All right, so I love capers in pasta. Got such a nice brininess. And that juice from the capers are actually going to help deglaze. I'm going to go ahead and add a pinch of chili flake because I like it. You can definitely leave that out on your version. Starting to get a little crazy there. All right, clean up time again. All right. So now we're going to hit it with a little bit of lemon juice. And if you've noticed, I haven't added any salt to this dish. And we'll let Amy try it in a little bit and see if it's worth anything. Then we're going to add our gnocchi in there. We're going to try to get that tossed around. All I really kind of want to do is get a little seal to the outside of the gnocchi. I don't really want to rizzolam, which is a term used to kind of brown in a pan. What I really want to do is allow that gnocchi to kind of soak up some of the flavors that are already in there, and then kind of seal them so they don't continue to get too mushy. So just a couple minutes in there, and I think we're good to go. I think that is done. So I'm going to turn off the heat while I take a little fresh basil and just tear it in. The basil I don't really want to cook too much.
I'm going to come join you now.
Okay, come on in. If
So,
food's ready, Amy shows up.
I have
That's how
a
it works.
question because I know that our viewers are going to ask a couple things. So number one, where could we get that gnocchi board if I wanted to buy one?
I think I got that one on Amazon. Mine that my grandmother had broken a while back, and that one I got as a replacement probably 2 years ago.
Okay, so Amazon or probably a local cooking store.
Yeah, Williams-Sonoma, places like that.
Okay.
So all I did, I tore some fresh basil leaves to put in there because basil is pasta's best friend. So we're going to fill that bowl up. A little Parmesan over the top with it.
James, how long do we keep the gnocchi in the pot of water with the salt? Like how many minutes? would
And
you
usually, generally, until they float, I wouldn't go more than 2.5 to 3 minutes.
Really?
Because they are fresh pasta. Let me know what you think, Amy.
Today we also have our really close friend and our top videographer with us, Michelle Jones. She's going to be with us
Michelle,
throughout
come
this
taste
today.
too.
So I want to get a good close-up of this, Michelle, and we're going to turn this around so that you all can see Michelle in a few minutes. But this is a beautiful plate and easy.
Yeah, how long did that take me, y'all?
Not long at all. And I know just personally myself, with it being the summer and it is so hot, I'm using and cooking a lot more with just vegetables, salads. I keep a lot of these vegetables on hand right now in my refrigerator. So I think this would be really easy, something to do. So you want me to give this a try?
If you want to. I think it's got everything you like in there.
I do. We miss James's cooking. I told him that this morning.
Okay, you don't have to lie.
No, it's delicious. It is delicious. I told him before we got on here this morning, I love capers. I cook a lot of pastas and stuff with capers, so this is wonderful. Okay, Michelle, we want you to try it, and I'm going to come behind there for you. This is Michelle Jones. You all know her.
Everyone waiting for Michelle.
At a lot of our
Michelle.
events. Taste that and tell me what you think. I love gnocchi. One of my favorites. And it's funny because a lot of gnocchi dishes that I've become familiar with always have a sauce with them. But this one, there's no red sauce or anything. It was really easy. It was just done with the olive oil and vegetables. It's fantastic. Very
Good food doesn't need much.
Do not go far. James is going to be back. And I'm going to take you on a tour now of our beautiful clubhouse. So hang tight, and you're going to get to see the new gem of River Landing. Thank you, James.
Thank you, everyone. Be safe and be kind to one another.
Okay, we are back, and now for the tour of the new gem of River Landing, the clubhouse. We are so excited to be able to show you the brand new clubhouse that opened a few months ago here to River Landing. Of course, it opened right when COVID began. And so we have now been able to start to enjoy all the wonderful benefits of this beautiful new addition to our campus. So come along with me. Michelle and I are going to take you inside and show you all the wonderful venues that make up our beautiful River Landing Clubhouse. Come on. It's golf day here also, just so you all know. The men are out getting ready to play today. We have golf days for men, we have golf days for the ladies, and then we have the co-ed days. And the residents here are loving the fact that they can go out and play on our beautiful 9-hole golf course. And so they are getting ready to start shortly behind me. And we're also going to have a chance to see our new pro shop. So come on inside. I'm going to ask Michelle just to pan for a second. You're going to see how close our new hybrid apartment buildings are to the proximity of the new clubhouse. A lot of our residents of the future have asked about this. All these folks that are living here, as well as our new village, which is right across the street called Caldwell Village. Those folks moved in December, and you are now seeing how close these new homes and hybrid apartments are to the beautiful clubhouse. Very close proximity. They can just walk right in. This is where our 5th restaurant is located, and a bar, as well as a multi-purpose room and the new pro shop. So you're going to have a chance this morning to see all of this. So welcome. This is the entranceway of our beautiful new River Landing at Sandy Ridge Clubhouse. And we are so proud to bring this to you this morning. As we enter in here, on a given day, this is our hostess stand. And they have folks out here to welcome you for lunch and dinner and take all your reservations as needed. As we make our way to the right, we are now going into the TSide Room. I need to forgive the fact that the TSide Room is not completely set up today. And the reason is when the COVID came, we used this area as a distribution center. I mentioned in a lot of emails that I sent out to all of you that this was the hub of everything that we did for the residents. Drop-offs, deliveries, we took care of everybody's groceries, etc. So we had teams of people up here preparing day and night and using this area to help with distributing to our residents so that to make their life much more convenient. So on a given day, when this TSide Room is put together, this would house about 45 people. And you can set it up in a theater style if you would like to have a seminar or class up here. This is also going to be used for different programs, lectures, both for folks that are residents as well as our employees. So this is a great room to be able to do some of those things with. You'll notice up here too, that is a wonderful television system. Matter of fact, Michelle, who again is my friend and videographer, can give you much more detail about that, but we can project down here. So if I wanted to do a presentation for the residents of the future, this can project and serve as a huge screen. So it's got lots of different opportunities in this room. So we're very excited. So come walk with me, and now I'm gonna take you into the Overlook. And the Overlook is our new restaurant that is part of the Clubhouse. This is our 5th restaurant that services our residents here on campus. And we'll walk out this way. As you can see, we even have a coat room, so people who want to come and dine with us. We have all this additional space for people to hang things when they're visiting here. The kitchen that is located over to the left. And now I am bringing you into the Overlook. The Overlook seats 50 people and is open for both lunch and dinner. It has a wide variety on its menu, anything from small plates, salads and sandwiches to ribeye steak, salmon, shrimp and grits. Wonderful variety on the menu, and the residents have been raving about the different food selections up here. You'll also notice as we pan around, we do have outside dining set up. So on a lovely day when it's not too hot, residents can enjoy outside dining for lunch and dinner. And that is available throughout the year as well. So lots of great opportunity for another venue. And that's the big thing that we have said here at River Landing, is to be able to give residents a lot of options and choices. So to be able to say we have 5 restaurants on campus and people can pick and choose. Right now, because of COVID, our restaurants are at 50% capacity. And it's great because we have so many options. People feel very comfortable with that. So come along. We are now going to go into the pub, the Hilltop Pub, and show you another option. This fun location, known as the Hilltop Pub, serves lunch and dinner as well, so another wonderful eating opportunity. This has much more bar fare, so if you'd like to come and get wings or a good burger one afternoon, chicken fingers, get a beer, anything like that, that is all available to you in here. And you'll notice one of the big features that a lot of our residents enjoy is being able to come in and be able to watch television, always having different sports channels going on, so residents can enjoy that as they enjoy a light lunch or dinner. The bar stools have been removed, again, because of the pandemic at this point. But when life returns to some normalcy, there will be bar stools all around, and you can come in and enjoy a drink of your choice. This is a full-service bar, so we do have all the variety of alcohol as well as beer and wine. And residents, again, have the opportunity with their card, which is where their money remains. They can use their resident card against their meals up here at the clubhouse. So now I'm going to show you the pro shop. And hopefully we'll have a chance to get in here without too many golfers this morning. But I want to show you, this just opened up a week ago. And Michelle, who is also, again, videoing this for me, she was the one who has been putting the entire golf shop together. So we want to give her a big thank you and round of applause, because it was her who came up and designed all of this. But we wanted to provide merchandise here for our residents, for our employees, and for visitors when the time came. So you're going to see we have some wonderful visors. My favorite, I like visors instead of hats. We also have some great shirts. We have a company that a lot of us use called Port Authority. You're going to notice this is very lightweight clothing, all sorts of different colors. But the other thing that has been very popular is we are carrying Nike now. And so we have all of the Nike Golf, and that has been very popular for both men and women. You'll notice hats, bags, and we also have these great jackets over here that have become very popular. So if you're looking to be very sporty, and even if you're not a golfer but you want to get the look around River Landing, you can come in and purchase any of this wonderful apparel and sport around River Landing. This also, believe it or not, we are getting ready to come into September, which is very hard to believe. Holidays will be coming, so if you're looking for some great ideas for those that you love, this is a perfect place to come and shop. We also showcase golf balls, tees, and snacks when you are coming off of the course or even before. So lots of things that we offer here on campus, and we're very excited to be able to bring all of this to you and to our residents at River Landing.
Good job.
Michelle, let's say a good morning over here to Dorn and introduce him. Dorn, you want to take your mask off for a second and welcome to our residents of the future, and tell us a little bit about your job and where you've come from.
Hey, my name's Dorn Miller. I'm the clubhouse manager, and I originally from Las Vegas, moved up here from Florida, so I take care of all the stuff here in the bar and the restaurant up here at the clubhouse.
Wonderful. Well, we're excited to have you here.
Look forward to seeing everybody.
When we are in a position to allow residents of the future to come and join us and visit and dine, you'll have the opportunity to meet Dorn.
See you soon.
I also wanted just to give you this opportunity to take a look at our menu, and I'm gonna show you, we always have specials, so I know Michelle's gonna show you some of the specials for this week that we are showcasing. And then these are the menus that I was mentioning. So lots of variety here. I'll flip this over so you can see. Pricing is also, I think, very, very affordable and reasonable here. And of course, what everybody always wants to see is that beer and wine list. We also do have different cocktails on hand as well. Thank you so much for joining me today. It has been a pleasure to provide you this opportunity. I'm going to do this again with the new wellness center that is getting ready to open. And I wanted to just let you know once again, on behalf of myself and my entire team, we do miss you. It has not been the same not to have you all come and visit. We are people, and we enjoy having that opportunity to see you, hug you, visit with you. So we hope today gave you a little taste of what was going on inside the campus here. But until we are in an opportunity to see one another again, please stay well, stay safe, continue to wear your mask, wash your hands, socially distance, and I look forward to seeing you very soon. We are back. You know, I have a way with James. I tell him and beg him and say, come on, James, just can you do a little bit more? Can you add something else to the program? Can you cook a little bit more? And then you see these sharp knives. I say, come on, James, please, please, please. So that's what I have done. And now I'm bringing you another menu idea. So while I was in the back trying to show you the community and the wonderful clubhouse, James decided to put together a whole new table of goodies here.
Out of the kindness of my own heart. Had nothing to do with the knives, I promise.
So what are you going to make now?
We're going to make a summer pudding. I figure we're in the thralls of summer now. Fresh berries are still very, very prevalent. This is an old English dish. I did a little research on it because I've seen it so much in the South that I thought maybe it was a Southern dish, but it was actually started in England. The first recipe account of this was actually printed in a cookbook in 1904. I don't remember what the name of it was, but it was an English cookbook. Predominantly, a summer pudding is made of just a couple ingredients. Bread, a little butter, fresh berries or fruit of some kind. More specifically, blueberries are the most important one for me because they contain the most pectin, so it sets it up a little bit better. In England, they use a lot of currants, elderberries, pretty much whatever they find and they forage. So we're going to go ahead and get started on that. If Amy, if that's okay with you. I don't
Do you need my help?
Sure, certainly. All right. So Amy holds the bowl. I'm kidding. You can set the bowl right here. So what I've got about a half cup of sliced strawberries. I've got some mixed blueberries, some blackberries, some raspberries. I pre-salted these a little bit because I knew I was going to do it yesterday, so I wanted some of that juice to come out since we're not going to have the overnight to let the berry mix sit like you should. So we're going to put that in there, and a lot of juice came out. Then I always add a little bit of orange juice.
That's that acidity that you like.
Yeah, in our last episode, but this actually adds a little bit of sweetness as well,
okay,
which is really, really nice. If you would like to add the orange zest and a pinch of salt, I will add a little dollop of vanilla, because vanilla's good, and we like it. Okay, now here's going to be the job you're good at. We're going to put this nice. You've got too much jewelry on. I'll go ahead and take care of it. What I like to do with the berry pudding is to go ahead and mash up the fruit a little bit because that will actually allow the pectin to come out and it will set up a little bit better. And never try to put on gloves with a wet hand. So I'm going to get in there right now, and I'm just going to kind of mash it all together. Kind of try to break the blueberries especially as much as I can.
Can you do this with raspberries?
Yep, there's some raspberries in here.
Okay.
Raspberries, blackberries. The key for me, is to always add a little bit of predominantly blueberries because those seem to hold the best. There I just added a little bit of sugar, and then you'd let that mix generally sit for a day, overnight in your fridge, and with that little bit of salt and mashing the berries up a little bit, it's actually going to become very juicy. So we're just going to let that sit off to the side for a few minutes. There's multiple ways to do it. I've made them before in a bowl this size that I've just lined with bread, fill with berries, I figured since we're doing this for y'all, I got 2 little ramekins. So all you're going to want to do is take just a normal piece of white bread, wheat bread, rye bread, not rye bread. Rye bread would be awful. Seeing if anyone's paying attention. And I've got a little cutter here that's about the same diameter as the little ramekin. So I'm going to take a couple pieces of bread. And this is a little bit thicker than I usually would like, but it should work fine. And I'm cutting out a circle for the top and a circle for the bottom. Would you like butter bread?
Sure. You know, these are some things that I need to start thinking about having. Over the years, I've gotten rid of stuff, and
Yeah.
here I'm always preaching to all of you about downsizing. But if we didn't have these, what alternative could we use?
You could use a coffee cup, to be honest.
Okay.
It's the same kind of thing. It'd be a little bit taller and have a handle on it, but for the most part, it's the same identical concept.
Okay. Is this
All right,
okay?
so yeah, it's fine. I'm not going to be critical of you. You're helping. So
Listen,
we'll wait till we're off the camera, and then I'll
I
fix it. Okay.
figured.
So all I'm doing now is I'm trimming up what I've already cut. The crust generally doesn't absorb as well as the regular bread. So I'm kind of cutting those up so we can kind of line the sides. So what we want to do is butter side down, and I'll show you why later. It's kind of 2 reasons. Number 1, it's going to create a barrier that the juice won't kind of run through. It'll kind of stop it, so it'll maintain a little bit of the color. And number 2, it'll help it when we go to release it. So then we'll just take these and line them all around the edge. So we're just kind of using up our bread scraps here. What was left from the circle, you can kind of go ahead and put them in and cram them in there pretty good. It's bread, so it's a little bit malleable. You can move it around as you need. So I'm just going to show you 1, but I wanted to show you a recipe big enough to do 2, so you could go ahead and make that if you have a significant other at the house, or if you just want to show off to friends.
Or if you wanted to eat too.
Or if you were extra hungry. That's a viable option
right
as well.
now, what else are you doing, right?
that's a good point. So what I just did there on the top was I kind of evened it all to the same height around the ramekin. That's just because I'm a little finicky about stuff like that.
Really?
You could leave the bread however you want, but yeah, a little bit. So there, we've got a nice little cavity to be able to put some of those berries in. So now, I'm going to go ahead and get some of this wonderful, wonderful berry stuff. And like I said, generally you want to let that sit overnight because you'll get a lot more juice and you'll get a lot more flavor. All we have in here is berries, sugar, vanilla, orange zest, dash of salt, and then, what else did we add? I think that was it.
That was it.
Oh, orange zest.
Yeah.
Orange zest was the other. So then we take this lovely buttered piece of bread that she worked so hard on, and we're just going to kind of cram it right on the top. So you can kind of
This
see
time the
it
butter's
fits.
up though.
Yes, the butter's up this time, just to once again kind of create a little barrier for the juice to not run out of as easily. But you can see that it kind of all fit right around in the little ring. And now we're going to just put that off to the side. So what I like to do with them is take a soup can if I'm making them at home, or if I'm doing a larger one. You can actually take like a regular dining plate and put it on top and then set something heavy on top. So for this case, I would probably take just a can, wrap it up in plastic wrap, and then I'd set this directly over top of it and let it sit overnight. What that's going to do is give time for the bread to soak up the juice. And keep in mind, the thicker the bread, the more juice it'll soak up. So really, we probably, since we used the thick bread on that, could have added a lot of that juice to it to really kind of help bind that, or really kind of bring out the color a little bit more. So that's really about it. Through the magic of television, we have one already made. We are going to kind of clean up a little bit.
Oh, here, do you want me to help you with that? I'll do that.
Wow. Hey, this is a first, everyone. Amy is cleaning up. This is, thank you, Amy. That's very helpful.
Yes.
I do appreciate it.
Yes, exactly.
So what I'm going to do is, for me personally, any excuse I have for whipped cream makes me pretty happy. So I've got a little heavy cream, a little sugar, some of that good bourbon vanilla that we added to the fruit mix. And I'm getting away from Amy so I don't ruin her pretty dress. And we're just going to do some soft peaks on the whipped cream. I don't want it too fluffy, too whippy, because this dish is going to be, I don't know, a little more rustic. So I don't feel we need to make quenelles out of it, or we need to too much of anything. I kind of want it more as a sauce than anything.
Question from behind the camera.
Okay, behind the camera.
Is that the true way how you should make your whipped cream? Because I make it with a hand mixer.
Yeah, you're a cheater.
I am a cheater.
Yeah, this builds muscles.
I know.
You know that?
I'm just asking.
You can't do that with a mixer. Yeah.
But I'm not
actually,
a professional.
Whipped cream's easy. It's the hollandaise that gets to be a bit much, because that's a whole other ordeal that takes forever and ever and ever and ever. All right, your turn. Got it to the point where it won't splatter. I'm going to move on to something else. Come on, faster. All right, so the best way to release this, since you've got it buttered, you can do multiple things. One, you can just set it on the burner. You can go ahead and use a torch. Or my favorite way is to actually just set it in some warm water. But I don't really have any warm water out here right now. So I'm just going to take the torch and just kind of go around the edges. Fire's your friend. Treat it with respect, and it will respect you back. All right. So that should have just kind of melted the butter off a little bit.
What can I get you, sir?
Someone cleaned up too well. Just need my knife.
Okay. What else?
A plate that you cleaned up
Did
as
I
well.
take? Well, you asked me to clean up.
Yeah, I know. I didn't
when
expect you to actually do it.
When I
That
do
was the-
something, I
that
do
was
it
the issue.
100%.
I did not expect you to actually clean up. I've never seen it
Yes, I
before.
am constantly cleaning up at home.
All right, so I just took a little paring knife and went all the way around. Pop it right out. There you go.
Oh, wow.
So, a little bit thicker bread, so it didn't kind of permeate all the way through, but you can see where all that juice kind of comes through. So now to serve it, I always like to cut it in half so people can kind of see
Oh,
the
beautiful.
funness that's on the inside.
Ooh.
Look at that.
And then we'll come back and we'll get a little over.
So go back
Actually,
a
it's about
second.
perfect right
Go
there. I
back
love-
a second, James. I don't have that at home, and I don't have a torch. So what is my alternative again to do that
Just
part?
let it sitting in hot water is actually one of the best things that you can do.
Because all I'm
That's the
trying
way
to
I'm
do is-
usually going to do it.
Okay, hot water, and
All you're trying to do is melt the butter.
loosen?
Yep, just melt that butter
Okay.
that's around the outside edge.
Okay.
So there. Took a little bit of that. See what I mean about the cream? I didn't want it too fluffy. I kind of wanted it like a sauce. She did a perfect job with it. A little bit of mint, the color on that, the freshness.
That is beautiful.
It's something
and
fantastic.
easy.
So, if anybody wants to try it, now's your chance.
Come on,
But thank you
Michelle.
all very, very much.
Thank you, James. We miss your food, and I know we're going to have a chance to bring you all back on campus sometime soon. And we will put James at work again, making some delicious entree selections for you.
Send
But-
Amy emails. Let her know what you want to see next time.
Yes, please do. Let us know some ideas that you want to do from the convenience of your own kitchen. We'll be happy to send those to you, and if I can send you the recipes of